Hi guys, Rob here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have a gutter repair. So what's happened is the customer's had some solar panel edging put round to prevent the birds getting underneath, and the person who did it put a ladder up against the guttering, causing the guttering to bow. So every time it rains now, the water just spills over the edge of the guttering. So what we're going to do is replace the guttering and the two union joints at either end. It's quite a long piece of guttering. Nice simple job. But today's video, it's not a tutorial, it's just to give you some tips and some handy hints of like things that I've used and equipment that I've used along the way, and things that I've picked up as I've been going along. When I first started, I'm a solo worker, so when I first started I wasn't very clued up on some of these things, and I've learnt from other people. I've bought new tools to make the jobs easier and safer, and I just want to kind of give you some of those tips and hints back, and hopefully it'll come in handy for you guys, and you might be able to use it for your own work, or you may have some ideas for me that'll improve my work and my safety as well. So if you do, please feel free to comment below and let me know. And if you've got any questions, again, fire them at me, and if I can answer them I will. And like I said, it's just a little information video rather than a tutorial, so I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. So as you can see, I've only got a small van, and tied to my van I have a 5 meter length of half round guttering. So what I've had to do is use quite a few bungee cords to attach it to my ladder. Now it might seem a little bit overkill with all those bungee cords, but I did a job once before and I didn't quite put enough on, and as I drove down the road, the wind caught the end of my gutter pipe and bent it all the way backwards, and then it started dragging along the floor. So make sure if you ever have a small van, got a nice long ladder, you can attach your guttering with as many bungee cords as possible, just to keep it nice and still. So another little tip, back of the van, I bought myself a little box. It's only about £3 or £4 from a shop called Proper Job, and in there I keep myself lots of little guttering parts. So I've got some brackets, some union joints, little string line, some tools and some packers, plenty of screws, and they've come in really handy when you turn up at jobs, especially when you're doing the gutter clean with your vacuum or your ladder. Come in really handy just to replace a few odd bits, just to get the guttering back to where it should be and hopefully leak free. So it's great to have a variation of tools for the job. So I've got a few different saws here, as you can see: hacksaw, tension saw, normal hand saw, wood saw. That's for cutting the guttering. I've got my Makita screwdriver, and one of the best things I've got for this, for guttering, is the long screwdriver bits. These are really handy, especially when you're putting in union joints and brackets and you need to reach over the guttering. So some nice long screwdriver bits, and they just go into the end of your drill like so, ready for the job. So I'm not sure how well you can see this, but the gutter repair we're doing today, just in front of the solar panels. They've had some solar panels fitted a while back and some edging around the edge of the solar panels. I don't know if you can see that guttering, but it's quite bowed now, where the workers put their ladder up against the guttering. So we're going to replace from that union joint there all the way over to that union joint there. I'm going to replace the two union joints as well. Normally when you replace any kind of guttering and you start to disturb the union joints, I find that the seals start to deteriorate, so I always replace the union joints as well. So yeah, from the centre of the house up to that first union joint, we're going to replace the guttering and the two union joints. Firstly, most importantly, have yourself a little ladder standoff. Brilliant for a better position for when you're working, and also it prevents leaning on any kind of guttering and creating the problem that we have to try and fix today anyway. For me, another really essential piece of equipment for any ladder work, I bought myself the ladder matrix. Any kind of ladder stop will do, but the ladder matrix is brilliant. Comes in its own little case, and as you can see, it's a little rubber top so you can securely put your ladder on, but on the back it's got lots of little spikes, so you can literally put it on any surface. You can put it on patio slabs, gravel, and as you can, I don't know if you can see, but today it's snowing. Just a little bit of snow, but it's perfect for keeping your ladder still in any of this unusual weather. So the ladder all set up, ready to go. I'm going to make my way up the ladder. We're going to start taking down the old little bit of guttering, disconnect the union joints. You can probably see the guttering a little bit better. It's quite bowed. That's where the solar panel people put their ladder right up against it. Needs a bit of a clean, so obviously when we take this bit of guttering down, that'll be nice and clean too. We're going to take this union joint off here, that union joint off down there, and this is what I meant with this screwdriver bit. It can reach straight over the guttering, which means I don't have to mess around trying to get in there with a fiddly small screwdriver bit. Nice and easy to be able to take off our union joint. So the guttering is down now. So what I tend to do next is I put the union joints on first so I can get them into place, and then it's just a case of cutting down the guttering. So I've put the old piece alongside the new piece, so I'll cut it down same size because there was no problem with the length, and then it's just a case of snapping that guttering back into position once those union joints are in place. So I'm about to screw the union joints in. Now first things first, you can see this guttering's a little bit dirty, so give it a good wipe off because otherwise some of the debris in there can cause this union joints to leak. Also, can you see the line right here? That's how far you need to take your guttering up to. If you're a little bit short, again, that can cause the union joint to leak a little bit. So give it a good clean all the way around, and then make sure you take it right up to that line where it says fit gutter to here. So next, I'm going to cut the gutter into length. Now I'm going to mark it out, but what I found is the best way is to turn it so you've got the round bit on the top, which means you can normally grip the guttering a little bit tighter and it's easier to cut rather than trying to cut on the edges on the other side. So do it from the back side and you should be able to get a nice easy cut. So we've now got both union joints in place, screwed on. We've got the guttering cut, so it's just a case of putting it into position, snapping it back in, giving it all a good clean. Job done. And there we have it. No more bowed guttering. All draining well. Put some water in just to test it. Gonna give it all a good clean up. And the job is complete. So that's it, job complete. If you've got any comments or any hints and tips that you would like to add, then please feel free to message and comment below. Or if you'd like to ask me any questions and I can help, then I'd be happy to. And if you like the video, please hit the like button and feel free to subscribe.